Hey everybody, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Today is August 16th. I'm Gene.
I'm Zane.
And you're hanging with Uncle.
We made it.
Yes.
Celebrate.
Happy Friday. Don't forget to pay yourself.
Yes. Exactly what I was going to get to. And also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button as well.
And hit that notification bell so you never miss when we go live and put new content out there.
Boom, 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 boom. We hit all the checks already.
Yes.
Man, how are you today, man?
It's been very peaceful today, man.
Good. I'm ready to get home to play Hunt Showdown. New patch came out. Talk about that later if you want me to. Anyways.
I've been into War Thunder.
Yes, I've been seeing you fly planes on your PC. Recently. It's been pretty cool.
It is kind of fun.
It is really
man.
cool watching, honestly. I like watching it. Hopefully everyone had a wonderful week. Hopefully you're taking care of yourself like we say. Say hi to the family from us and everything like that. If you're new here, hi. This is what we do every Friday. I'm Zane. I join along the show. We actually have started the show together. Gene just does more content here at his own casa for you guys throughout the week with just little fun topics to keep you around. But if you're new to the show, welcome. Welcome. Overall, we got a few topics today.
We do, and I know we were talking earlier, and I really am not trying to have this be a political show. It's about current events and
being
I just
aware.
I want to make sure we're providing something of substance to you guys.
Mm-hmm. So, like, some of our stuff has popped off with certain political topics, so welcome those who have come from that avenue. We do talk about other things here as well, but we try to keep you in tune with what's going on in the world rather than what's going on. I mean, politically does focus mainly around the world, but just things to be aware of. So that's where we try to go with our show. We just wanted to explain that a little bit more. And also, we want you to be interactive and social, so say something in the comments. We do want to get back to you as much and as quickly as we can. Last episode that Gene did that everyone's been interactive in, again, everyone got feedback from us. So we love to see everybody be in the conversation, definitely. But let's get started.
Let's talk about the tour now. We have
the tour, baby.
Tim Walz is the vice president, and he and Vice President Harris have gone on tour playing the hits.
It's like Beyonce's on international right now, But it actually does feel like it because she has an opening song by Beyonce every time when she comes out. But it's been great so far. Numbers have been showing. I mean,
it's been working. The only, again, if I had to put something constructive criticism on it, the first crowd was in Philly, and we heard the hits, and we heard the mind your own damn business, and we heard you're not going back.
Yep.
And it was like going to following a comedic tour.
It's a concert.
And seeing the same show every night.
And that's not a bad thing calling it a concert. That means it's attractive to people. People want to see and hear what you're going to say. That's crazy, right? It's supposed to be that way. But it is, like, if you've heard it once, you'll hear it 1,000 times. There was a recent one where Kamala did talk about Palestine, and she did want to do a withdrawal, retraction, whatever you want to call it, freaking retreat, I guess.
I think
or
that was in Michigan.
It was out in Michigan. That was recently.
Well, because remember that was the one where there was a large kind of protest, undecided vote against Biden,
and
because of his stance.
Because of his stance and not changing, which he wants a ceasefire. She wants a ceasefire. That's what she continues to say. But she is going to be the one to receive that attention. Because not only do A, they believe she's going to be the next president, but B, is that she is currently the acting vice president. So she's going to get a lot of that.
She's already involved in the process.
So they're going to be there. Not the majority of the people. A lot of them are there for support and want to hear her speak. But she is getting a lot of that. And again, like I was saying earlier, it's the same speech. So if you heard it once, you may hear it 1,000 times. So, but wait for the hot hits where there's like differences, like that, for example. But overall, you're gonna hear, like you said earlier, all the same phrases that you're looking forward to. It actually it's turning more into like they're waiting for him to say it now instead of
and what I think they should do if I was the vice president. there were a lot of bills that passed the Senate because of her, because she is the
Hello, Debster.
president, of the Senate, right?
Uh-huh.
So when it was a 50-50 Senate, as the vice president, she would cast a tie-breaking vote.
Yep.
And she was the tie-breaking vote on things like capping insulin or medical costs for seniors, and the Child Care Act, and the PRO
Imagine
Act,
how
and
influential it is for
infrastructure.
voting.
If all she has to do is say, "Look, because of the partisan gridlock, instead of working for the American people, they're working for this MAGA idiot, Cadet Bone Spurs, and I'm the reason. I was the deciding vote that got all this passed for you." And if I was her, I think that'd be a good platform to run on.
It actually really is, because in that situation, that makes her a separate politician from Biden and Trump.
Yeah.
So ideally, when it comes to that tiebreaker, she has more of her own opinion rather than wanting what Biden would choose. She would choose her own choice, if you know what I mean. So because she has her own influence, she is running for president, and voters are expressing things, which rightfully so they should, because she has that partial input, right? So that makes sense to have these protests during her rallies, because she has that power now. She is her own independent political person at the moment now, because she is running for president.
These are things she did while she was vice president,
and currently will still
casting
do.
these votes.
Yeah.
And now that would fall to Tim Walz when they're elected, and he would
Well,
be,
of course,
if there was a deciding vote.
Right, that's the process. But right now is like the idea of what pressure she's feeling with these protesters in her shows, tour, whatever. Again, whatever you want to call it, it really is them trying to input their ideals of what they want her to talk about and speak about.
Yeah.
Because at the voters box is going to help. She's under pressure, so it's a good time to pressure her. That's why she's getting a lot of that pressure, I feel. That's where I wanted to get to. But pay attention to those hot takes or things that come from the news, not separate from the speeches themselves, but new things that you'll see protested. Because I feel like Palestine and Israel is not going to be the only thing that we'll see protested during their tour.
No, but I think it's going to be probably the most consequential, because even though there's no American soldiers, there's no boots on the ground over there in Gaza and the West Bank, still it's like our munitions that are over there we're giving to Netanyahu to do this. Just like think of Tony Stark when he finds out it's his weapons that are...
I mean, but his dad, but true.
Yeah, but it's kind of like along that, at some point people are like, where's your moral turpitude?
But isn't the ceasefire answer the neutral answer that no one's looking for?
Honestly, I think we all want it.
We all want a ceasefire, yes.
The only person that doesn't is Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Because we could have had a ceasefire, but now guess what? He pulls its crap in Iran and kills their leaders.
Yeah, reason why I say I think it's just the answer to say now, and that you're going to continuously hear it from that spot, because Netanyahu is not doing anything, so they're able to just say that answer and it hits a wall. But a lot of people are looking for them to say, stop the funnel of weaponry to Israel now. Yeah. I'm looking for that, honestly, now for that point, because the ceasefire is literally just in the definition of insanity, right? I'm just hearing the same shit, no change. So,
well, my point is, Netanyahu is actively taking part in sabotaging the negotiations. In my opinion, this could have been over a long time ago if he wasn't doing the crap he was doing.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's why I'm saying everyone's looking for a different answer than just a ceasefire now, because it's not the answer we're looking for. It's not going to change. We're realizing it's not going to change, so they want a different answer. She's going to continuously see those protests until they give a different answer. That's where I'm looking at it.
In my opinion, that's not really fair, though, because...
It's how it is. It's life.
But, she's not the prime minister of Israel.
But our weapons continue to flow to them.
Okay, but here's the thing.
We could just say no, right?
Here's the thing, and this is what Netanyahu was pissed about. The weapons that we send over there now are just to defend, like the Iron Dome, like when they were sending more missiles and stuff like that to defend, because there's innocent civilians there.
If they're not, but understood.
And those weapons can't be used then against civilians.
I don't know if it's just me being super harsh or not, but it sucks to suck that your big dome can't protect yourself without us. Sorry. That's literally it. I'm sorry, man.
I think that's being too harsh.
Is it though?
There's millions of innocent people that live
still
there
dying
and want peace,
and still dying now.
And we say, too bad, you can't have it.
But there are people still dying now with us giving it to them.
But my only point is that the weapons we're giving Israel now cannot be used, or at least you can't use weapons to protect the Iron Dome against civilians. That's only against incoming airstrikes. Unfortunately, he still has plenty of leftover munitions that we've given him, that are still killing innocent Palestinians.
If somebody is doing something with something of yours bad, terribly, I give you something and you're abusing it, and you keep telling it, no, don't do that, stop, you're not allowed to, instead of taking it back from them, who's at fault there? Realistically, who's at fault there?
But is that really the circumstances?
It really is. It true as hell is. That's how I look at it. I'm going to be honest. Like, it might be harsh, but it really is. Like, we are telling them this is what we want. Like, we've been saying it. Maybe Donald Trump would do it. Who knows? But there has to be somebody that's like, okay, this needs to happen or this is happening. Justify it. Boom, bam. There you go. Because people are still dying, right? And if you want it to be done, if you want it to fix, if you want it to end, and change is not happening, it's insanity if you're going to keep doing the same thing and over again while people are still dying. Oh, we're going to ignore the fact that people are still dying. All right. Time's going still.
If that hypothetical is actually the fact pattern, I agree with you. But, again, this goes back so long and so deep because, Israel can be attacked on 7 different sides. So say we stop sending munitions to them. Okay, now Libya starts rolling across the border in their, T-90 Russian-made tanks. They don't have the ammo to defend themselves. You see what I'm saying? It's like there's a lot to think about. I don't have all the answers. I'm just saying these are considerations that have to be taken.
I don't know if it's actually me being too it is harsh.
What do you guys think?
Sure, leave a comment about it because that's where the conversation lies at the moment. But a lot of people are too afraid to have the conversation in front of everybody. It really is the idea, saying a ceasefire is the continual cycle until we're expecting change. Again, that's where I'm at. That's where we are at with that.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about that answer.
Really, I think the big problem is, what are we going to do to get rid of Netanyahu? It's like the same thing. What are we going to do to get rid of Putin? It's like that. That's really the root of the problem, where all of the chaos is thriving and being stirred is between those two people.
Well, we have to rely on voting, I guess, right? But do they have that? I don't know.
Well, again, when you look at Israel, that is a perfect example of what a religious state looks like.
That's what we're about to turn into.
And so I'm just saying, if that's really what you want, look at all the problems Israel is having, and then ask yourself, is really...
I heard the terms holy war in relation to it one time.
It is, man. Yeah. It was called the Crusades. It was Christians versus Muslims.
So are we the Christians coming back? Oh, wait, we're not supposed to have God.
The Crusades, honestly,
church and state and whatnot.
There's been so much killing in God's name, and all you gotta do is read the 10 Commandments.
I'm just saying this is a conversation.
Find out which one says "Thou shalt not kill." But anyway,
I don't know, man. Let us know what you think about it, because it's a topic that's just gonna keep going. And
it's like rock paper scissors.
It's happened for years, but no one's willing to make a change. Everyone's saying, "Nope, wasn't me."
So I'll tell you, this, and then we can skip to the next topic.
Yeah,
man.
We're gonna go on.
Yitzhak Rabin was prime minister of Israel, and they were on their way to signing a two-state solution. And this would have been done a long time ago. Netanyahu was pulling a Cadet Bone Spurs and spewing a bunch of lies about Rabin and how bad a two-state solution would be, and something really needs to be done about this. And ultimately, Rabin was assassinated, and Netanyahu took his place. And who is really the one that doesn't want a two-state solution? It's Netanyahu, and this could be all over.
Deb has a thing.
All right.
Did you show me her shirt? The Kamala shirt she has? You can show me later.
I'll show you.
You're going to pull it up? Oh, he's pulling it up right now.
Yeah.
He's going to show me right now. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I understand. I know it's the reason why it's been going continuously on and on and on and on because of this, like you said, where it stands at the moment. That's awesome. Remove stubborn orange states. Yes, it's like a Tide ad, right? That Tide? Is that Tide?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sorry, we've been so, yeah.
That's so awesome. No, you don't have to apologize. That's really cool.
No,
I'm glad I got
she
to
was
react
showing
to
that
to
me, and yeah.
I'm glad I got to see that. That's awesome,
right.
Debster.
Thanks, Deb, for reminding me. I apologize.
That's really awesome. No, she knew I would say something. That's why. She wanted me to see it. Let's move on to the next.
So, yeah. I'm looked into my crystal ball, man.
Okay.
And
you're looking at the future here.
I'm looking at the future here.
Alrighty.
I'm playing, strategist. If I was going to do something to stem the tide of being crushed by this blue wave that's coming at me, the Democrats are having their convention starting next week, right?
Okay.
And when, the Republicans had their convention and J.D. Vance was announced as the running mate, they got a boost. And remember, President Biden was too old. He's got to step down, right? So before the Democrats' convention, now things have gone topsy-turvy. Now we have the vice president, Kamala Harris, running, and Tim Walz as her running mate, and it's shaken things up, and it's taken all the thunder out of the Republican convention.
Yeah. Because they don't know what to insult and what to talk about at the moment. Yeah.
So this is what I think and I foresee, because this is how petty this dude is, man. Right after or in the middle of the Democratic convention, Cadet Bone Spurs is going to cast J.D. Vance aside and pick some other worthless piece of trash to take his place. And it doesn't, really matter who it is, because it's not going to steal anybody's thunder. Whoever he picks as his running mate, you just have to substitute piece of trash and everything else that they believe in and have done. So I think it's going to have a negative effect, but he's going to try it, and it's going to really backfire. That's just my prediction. Want to know what you guys think?
I think that's a really bold prediction. I want to circle back to the Republican not having any take and or traction at the moment, because they're even talking about Trump's speech literally being an echo of what he would say about Biden to what he says about Kamala now. Word for word, bar for bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, plagiarizing everything.
Exactly. It's like, playing the same song. It's think about it like this, right? If you're an Elton John fan and you like Candle in the Wind, and now it's the same song, but remember he's substituted for Diana.
Yep.
That's
same
all
song,
it is. That's all it is.
It's the same song. Yeah.
It's the same trick.
No, it really is. Like, look it up too. There's like a TikTok about it, YouTube, and all that nonsense. But there really is a video of just him saying the same thing at the same time frame.
Yeah.
We hear Harris Biden, and then it goes back to the same bar for bar. It's so crazy. Debster says, I might be in Chicago for the convention. I'm an hour away. I obviously want to get in the convention hall, but I heard there will be a bit of a festival going outside. If I go, I'll wear my Kamala shirt. Absolutely wear the Kamala shirt. That Tide shirt is awesome.
So
if she goes, we need you as an inside man.
Remember a few years ago, and then COVID hit. but I was running to be a delegate to go to the convention. But then COVID hit, so we all had to do social distancing.
Damn.
And from what I understand, yeah, it's just a party going on outside. You can't be allowed in the building because only delegates are allowed in there, and because that's where the voting is done. And it's a whole constitutional process. There's certain procedures that have to be abided by.
She goes, I'm not getting in, though. I know.
But, yeah, go have fun, hang out outside, meet a lot of people.
Don't January 6th our convention, okay? Don't do that.
Oh, my
have fun
God.
outside.
I just hope that the convention this year is not like the convention of '68 in Chicago.
68 was a long time ago, Gene. I hope it doesn't.
No, but the '68 convention for the Democrats was when LBJ decided he was not going to run for president.
LeBron James?
LBJ. Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Oh, okay.
And so Hubert Humphrey, who was the vice president, had never won a primary, right? And because of all the superdelegates and shenanigans, he got the nomination, and the whole city rioted.
Damn. I would see that would happen for LeBron James. So I mean, it's like the same thing.
So yeah, I'm praying for a much peaceful, convention.
More of a peaceful convention.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like 86, like back in 86. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, not back then.
Yeah.
It was like 86
like
convention. Okay.
And I talk about learning from your lessons. It looks like Democrats haven't, because that's how we got Joe Biden and into this mess in the first place, because they pulled a 1968.
What do you mean, Gene? What has shown that we haven't learned from anything lately? No way. I'm so in shock. That's something I've never heard before. Our government's behind. Anyways, I think my prediction, okay? I have a prediction here. I want to talk about their tour. One, we're talking about the script being the same, but there's going to be a little bit of tweaks here and there because of things, protests, and whatnot. But they're using hype references and hype terms, just like social media uses key terms and phrases and things like that have meaning, so people can say it and make it easy, right?
Yeah.
Or short phrases that are catchy, like what Walls says, right? So a lot of people are waiting for that. The anticipation, like, he's going to say it, right? He's going to say it, right? Like Superman yelling justice or something. So they're waiting for that. They're building that hype, right? They're building that platform, which I'm waiting for them to just go right off. So they might at some point change the routine at some stop. And I don't know if it'll be maybe like a home stop, like the home place of Walls or home place of Kamala, where they'll have a different style of speech or a different thing. But I really hope they treat it like that, because they recognize that today's people aren't really good at hearing the same thing over and over again. Their brains go bzz, 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 when they hear the same thing, and they lose their attention. So at some point they're going to get grabby and they'll be like, boom, entirely different speech at a certain point for a certain reference. And it's going to have some meaning, right? It's going to mean something. Also, one thing I wanted to talk about, I wanted to bring up.
All right.
Kamala had a statement talking about how she wants to have a option or a way for new home buyers, first-time home buyers, to be able to have $25,000 in first-time down payments in a new home. I have a bad reaction to that. I don't like that. Even though I feel like it's an option for us to get a home myself, yes, they're going to increase the cost of homes by $25,000 then, overall. Oh, you got a free amount of we got a free $25,000? Well, guess what? Every home, it basically is worth around $25,000, so we're going to increase the amount by $25,000 per home, basically. So that shed over there is $25,000, or this home over here that was $35,000, since the $25,000 you already received, we're going to move it up to about $55,000 now. I feel like that's what's going to happen with the market if that becomes a thing. But it is only for first-time home buyers. So
it is.
I wanted to bring that to your light.
It is. This is what I think. I think that's going to be kind of hard to do, because, say for example, I want to sell my home, I don't know if you're a first-time home buyer or not because I'm going to go through a real estate agent.
Mm.
I have no idea who's coming in to buy my home, what
it.
their financing is.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to be a first-time home buyer. I don't know if this is going
Yeah,
to be
right.
their
And
third
not
one.
everyone's a first-time home buyer.
Right. So
you only get it once.
Right. And that's why there's disclosure laws.
Uh-huh.
You know, when I sold my house in Arkansas, I have no idea who bought it.
Got it. Okay. So you wouldn't have hiked the price up by 25 because no one
Correct.
would have bought it then, right?
Right.
Okay. I see that being a positive thing. So, I mean, I don't know. That's the take that I took from it, the idea, per se. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I just wanted to
it
hear,
makes sense.
I wanted to hear your ideal, too, because, like I said, you can rent out that shack that now automatically is $25K plus on top. Right?
Okay, and I'll say
Not rent and buy. Sorry,
somebody, you know, who's starting to save and say they have okay, I've got $5,000 put away now, right?
That's 30.
Plus now I have 30.
That's what I was saying. Like, I think that actually it's nice too, but it was just something that I thought might happen because companies are allowed to place prices on what they're allowed to place prices on.
I mean, and think about it, man. I mean, I totally support that because there's no way you can tell me that, well, okay, well, you don't qualify for $1,000 a month mortgage, but it's okay to charge $1,900 a month for rent. That's going to, you can do that every day of the week.
right.
So it's like, let's close that wage gap, and if that's one of the ways to do it, to put people in a home to lower their expenses, I support it.
Understood. And I think it's a great thing too. I didn't quite understand it, so that's why I wanted to bring it to light. Now it's like, okay, I think that really could be a real possibility for us at some point. Thank goodness. Just another reason to vote, right?
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
You know,
another reason to vote.
and that is a campaign promise. And when she said that, I thought about it. Is she really going to have the authority to do that?
Is she? Or does she?
I don't know. I can see Republicans suing.
Or even saying no because they have the House and the Senate.
So yeah, it will. And that's why it's important to make sure you vote for the House and Senate so the president can, pass their agenda and legislation for the American people.
Time for the dumbass of the
It
week.
is.
I have a different one off topic. We've been on topic about political things all day, but the video game I play, Hunt Showdown, did just come out with a new version. It is on console. Go check it out. It's fun. It's free for those who play Xbox on the weekend this weekend. No advertisement here. Just go play the game. It's fun. Anyways, my little gripe about it, my personal love for it, is collecting little charms on it. And you used to be able to put it on all the guns in the game. Now they only made it limited to one per. It's like, what? Upset, but they're fixing it. It's a topic they haven't talked about, but go check it out. That's why they get a dumbass of the week, just because I wanted to give them a little pedestal. Also, go play Hunt Showdown. It's fun. Anyways, I'm done. That's my dumbass of the week.
Well, I'm sorry. This is going to go back on the political track, man.
Debster, that's how Gina and I talk all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's conversation. That's literally how we think our government should honestly do things.
Yeah.
But yeah, just talk about it, man. You could have different opinions and still talk about things. It's kind of fun.
Right.
Prime example. Trump's heard dumbass for yesterday's news conference. Agreed.
Oh my God.
For healthcare for everybody.
I watched President Biden sign the bill to lower prescription costs. And you're right, Deb. This dumbass is taking credit for the passage of the bill that Joe Biden signed.
You can watch it on YouTube.
Oh my God.
But he's like, Kamala's going to give everybody free health care.
Number one.
That's not bad.
There's no such thing as free health care. No such thing.
No,
right?
gee, you crushed my hopes and dreams.
But no, think about it, all right?
Okay.
If somebody says, "Well, you just want free health care," number one, if we had universal health care, that means I no longer have to pay a monthly premium to a private business and say, okay, that money I'm no longer paying in a premium is now put on my taxes and increases my tax burden, but I never have to look in the mailbox for another medical bill.
But
What the problem is.
But doesn't that put people out of the job?
No,
Anyways.
it doesn't, because all those people that work for Blue Cross or Cigna or whatever, would all have civil service jobs.
So he called her a communist and a socialist too. You know what? If a communist and a socialist gives healthcare to everybody, I'm sure.
Anyway, let me get to my dumbass.
Go ahead, yeah.
Mark Robinson.
Yes, deserved.
He is the lieutenant governor of North Carolina running for governor.
Uh-huh.
And this dumbass last week, I heard him talking about how he wishes that America would go back to a time when women did not have the right to vote, and he's just going to come right out and say it. Some people just need killing.
What?
And yeah, so you're a dumbass, Mark Robinson. The guy running against you, Stein, is beating you by decisive numbers. So it looks like we're going to have another Democrat as governor of North Carolina.
Okay.
But that's also going to help another statewide race, President of the United States, that all those people now are going to vote, that are not going to vote for Mark Robinson, sure ain't going to vote for Cadet Bonespurs, and those are votes that are going to go for her too. So not only, Mark Robinson, are you a dumbass, but you pretty much have just given the state of North Carolina to Democrats.
Basically is what it sounds like. That is kind of a dumbass thing to do.
It is.
I was hoping it was J.D. Vance with his ethnicity brings violence in communities. But I just wanted to sneak that in there. I'm Zane.
I'm Gene.
It's been Hanging with Uncle. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget, pay yourself.
And be kind to one another and treat each other the way you want to be treated.
Thank you for tuning in. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Ow, my foot.